Could Queen's immediate turning her backs be mind-boggling to royal with overloaded commitment? Associate editor of the Daily Mirror Kevin Maguire sympathized with the Queen and her commitment to her duties but ultimately argued she should consider stepping down as no one would think any less of her due to her age. Kevin Maguire appeared on ITV's Good Morning Britain as the panel discussed the health of the Queen following the decision to cancel her trip to COP26. While the panel all agreed the Queen was a massive symbol who could light up any event she was at, Mr. Maguire believed the Queen should consider slowing down. The commentator bluntly pointed out the Queen is 95 and would not go on forever and ultimately called for her to stand down to allow other royal members to take a leading role. The Queen, on medical advice, will not be attending COP26, which is the second cancelled trip on health grounds in recent weeks. At 95, the Queen is 3 decades older than the average retiree, yet she's still working relentlessly, from meetings with the Prime Minister to a packed schedule of visits and events. Last week an unexpected hospital stay had aides flustered, and they initially concealed the fact that she had remained in hospital overnight. She was said to be resting and in good spirits but cancelled a planned visit to Northern Ireland at short notice, and missed her usual attendance at church in Windsor on Sunday. It's now unclear whether she will appear as planned at the COP26 climate conference in Glasgow, which begins on the 1st of November. Recently she has been seen using a walking stick for comfort, and after being widowed last spring after a 73-year marriage to Prince Philip, is living at Windsor Castle, reliant on staff and visitors for company. But the monarch will attend virtually by recording a video addressing attendees at the climate event. The Queen also cancelled her trip to Northern Ireland on health grounds, and it was revealed shortly after she had spent a night in hospital for preliminary tests. Discussing the news on Good Morning Britain, Mr. Maguire spoke with host Ranveer Singh about what the future of the royal family held. Ms. Singh heralded the monarch as a massive symbol who could be a big attraction for some attending the conference. But Mr. Maguire took a more muted stance and said, if she is the key then we should no longer put her in the lock. And she is 95, she is incredibly frail, she won't go on forever. Ms. Singh then pointed out there would be a royal presence at COP26 with Prince Charles and William attending. But Mr. Maguire responded, they will always be overshadowed as long as she is around and in that front line. If a lot of people can't do their job because of their age and abilities, they don't do the job anymore. And she should abdicate and move over to let someone else do the job. Political commentator Andrew Pearce also appeared on the show and attacked Mr. Maguire for being a Republican and said his concerns were masking his aim to see the royal family abolished. Mr. Maguire bit back and said while he may be a Republican he was trying to help royal supporters as it would make sense to keep the family's best asset fit and well. The journalist then continued to yell over Mr. Pearce as the pair went back and forth over the relevancy of the royal family. The GMB panel did find some agreement and said it would be sensible to prevent the Queen from visiting COP26 if there was a higher risk of COVID, considering the surge in cases and guests coming in from all over the world. Mr. Pearce also warned he believed there could be worse news over the next few weeks as he pointed out the Queen was in hospital for preliminary tests. He stated this would indicate there could be an underlying health condition that needs to be treated. An underlying